are now rocking with the best. Who's the boxing show that's knocking out the competition? The kick-ass podcast that make you want to listen. The place where boxing fans and fighters rejoice. Thumbs up for Richie, you're listening to the fighter's voice.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fighter's Voice Knockout Podcast. We got a great show for you this evening. I want to apologize for the hiccup we had earlier today, but you know what? As they say, shit happens, and it does. It happens to the best of us. Hey, it happened 2 weeks ago to our champion from Aronald, California. That's Jose Ramirez, which means, you know, he trained his ass off. He came to fight, left everything in the ring, but sometimes it's just not your night. But we're going to talk about that briefly. And I want to take this time and say, Jose, you know what? We're proud of you. You're still our champion outside of the ring, and you still got a whole career ahead of you. But nevertheless, tonight's guest is Top Rank's own, undefeated, 25 wins, 0 losses, and 10 of those wins are coming by way of knockout in the junior welterweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aronald Barbosa Jr. Welcome to the Fighter's Voice, Arnold.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, you know what? I apologize for the hiccups we had earlier today, man. But you know what? Zoom isn't the best thing out there, but it's not the worst. I'm waiting for this whole COVID thing to lift so we can get your ass in studio and I can read your body language and we can have one hell of a show. But we're gonna have a good show tonight, man. So how you feeling?
At the moment, I got like a little bug, man. You know, I got a little allergies, but you know, other than that, I'm feeling good. You know, had to take the last 2 days off of the gym, you know, just because I got these allergies and stuff, man. But I'll be back in the gym soon, man. I hate being out of the gym for 2 days, man. It sucks.
I know. You know what? I want to ask you, when a fighter doesn't go to the gym, he wants to go. What's he feeling like? Everybody else is getting ahead of him, or hey, I'm not doing what I need to do. But sometimes the best thing that we can do is rest.
Yeah, you know, that's what my everyone tells me. You know, it's not this. You know, like I haven't had a fight date or anything. I've been training hard, like if I do. So my dad has to tell me to slow down. But, you know, I don't listen, you know, like I always tell everybody when I train, I only know 2 speeds, is fast and very fast, you know. So like I train hard every day. And then not going to the gym, man, I feel like a bum, you know, I feel like a bum. And I feel like, you know, that my future opponent's ahead of me right now, you know. So that's what, you know, my feeling is and my thought of mind is, and it bugs me, you know. It takes a lot for me not to be in the gym, man. Trust me, I've been in the gym really, really sick. And, you know, I learned my lesson, you know, because I know you can just get worse. So my dad just told me, man, just take these days off. He wants me to take the rest of the week off. But if I feel better tomorrow, man, I'm going back.
And that's just, you know, a few of these allergies, this bug going around.
Yeah, man, it's just allergy. I got like congestion in my nose and stuffy nose, man, and allergies. And I hate being sick. I'm never sick, man. When I do get sick, I get sick. So hopefully it's not one of those ones.
Well, we wish you well, man, and we know everything's gonna be fine. And again, your father's your elder, and he does know best. At times we may not want to agree, or you know, our kids don't want to listen sometimes. But I do love that stubbornness that you have, though, wanting to be there, because I wish more fighters had your heart and just wanting to attend and make themselves better. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? That dedication, you know.
Yeah, you know, especially coming from like what I've came from, you know, and you know, going through what I went through, you know, working, having to work and train at the same time, you know, I always, when I was doing that, you know, I just wish that I could just focus on training 100%. And now that I do that, you know, I want to take as much advantage of it as I can, you know, because not everybody, you know, not every fighter has that, you know, has that opportunity to do it, you know, so I want to take advantage.
Exactly. I mean, that's the opportunity of becoming a full-time fighter, not having to worry about a 9 to 5 or a midnight to 7 o'clock in the morning. Your hours are gym, rest, gym, recover, and do it all over again until you get that opportunity.
Yeah, yes, sir. You said it. You know, it's run, rest, train, rest, and sometimes train again and then rest again. You know, recover and do it all over.
You know, let's talk about the gym that you train at. Let's give it a shout out, and let's talk about some of the professionals that walk inside and out of the gym, and who's holding it down right now.
The gym that I train at is Fundamentals Gym in Bell. It's currently it's ran by Lon Chewy. He's my cut man, also a trainer. and Jesus Lopez Jr. And then, we got Daniel Roman there who I pick his brain all the time, man. I mean, he was a unified champion. He's going to be a unified champion again. And I pick his brain, there's a few up and coming guys, and there's always guys in and out of the gym, man, that come for sparrings and stuff. So I'm very happy to be training there.
That's Danny with his trainer, Eddie, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's give Danny a shout out, man. He looked great on Showtime. Was it about 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, man, he looked really good, man. And the thing about Danny, he's very dedicated.
Babyface assassin.
Babyface assassin. He's very dedicated, man. I pick his brain a lot, man. He knows a lot, man. He knows his stuff.
Well, I mean, iron sharpens iron, man, and that's good. Where it helps him too when he's asked questions, because he has to really check himself and dig down deep within himself as well. Do I need that?
No, yeah, he does. And I learned a lot, man. It's just I like to pick everyone's brains, man. Even when I watch someone fight, even if, let's say, someone that has like a lot of losses or whatever,
yeah.
And if I like something that they do, man, I'll take it. I'll see if I can work with it. I'm always picking. I'm always studying stuff, man. I'm not scared to copy somebody to see if it works for me.
Well, I mean, whatever it is, it's working fine for you. It's working great for you. And one thing that we are going to talk about is, the 140-pound division, man. I mean, even though we got a unified champion right now, that's going to be open. I mean, it's going to be open because from what I'm hearing, Josh Taylor, congratulations, Josh Taylor, and his whole country behind him. That is, his plans are to defend one time and then move up to 147 pounds. Now, when that happens, there's going to be some vacated belts out there, and you're right there in the mix. We had a conversation about a year ago, and they kind of had the pieces put together, and you were kind of humble about everything. You were kind of like, well, I'm going to kind of wait my turn. But my man, when those belts are all there, it's time for you to start knocking.
Oh yeah, man, I've been knocking, man. And I'm just waiting for those belts to become vacant, like you said. Because I feel like Jack Catterall should, no offense to him, but I just feel like, he should just let, Josh Taylor move up and do his thing, and I'll fight him in the UK, but I understand what he's, where he's coming from. He took the step aside money and he wants to make more money in the UK with Josh Taylor. So I get it, but I just think, Josh Taylor's on a different level as him, and now it still puts us in a line. Now we're still waiting, you know what I mean? So now we just gotta wait, man. Let's wait to see what happens. Hopefully by the end of this year, something big happens.
You know what? The fans are really going to benefit from this, because it's like an unsigned tournament, because you're going to have all these 140-pound lions going after these vacated bouts. Yourself, Jose Ramirez, Cepeda, Regis Prograis, Mikey Garcia moving down, Tank Davis moving up, Teofimo moving up. And if I miss somebody, my bad. But all these young lions, I mean, there's going to be some vacated bouts, and these are going to be some tremendous fights.
Oh, man, exactly. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait, and I don't care who I fight. I just want a shot at the belt.
Well, your style gives trouble to anybody. It really does.
Yeah, it does, and then my last fight, I showed that I could stay in the inside as well. I mean, I've brawled with a brawler, right?
Exactly.
So because every fight, I was always tired of hearing like, oh, we're gonna break him down, we're gonna put pressure on him, we're gonna find the inside. It's the same thing every fight, and I had to prove something. So I said, you know what, just do it. And because I could have made the fight easy, I could have made it easier for myself, but I just decided to fight that way.
Well, what makes you do that? What makes you transition to that in the middle of the fight? Is that something like, okay, I'm gonna give the fans, or I'm just feeling it, or sometimes I feel invincible, or sometimes you just get hit with the punch and you turn into Holyfield and want to hit you right back. Because like Holyfield, I remember back in the day, he get hit and lose his game plan and just start hitting Riddick Bowe right back.
No, yeah, I mean, it was the game plan going into the fight. Salcedo, he looked really good going forward. A lot, like if you've seen this fight with Sonny Ferguson, Sonny Ferguson was kind of scared of him in my eyes. Like he didn't really throw; he was on against the ropes, and Salcedo looked good, man. So he looked good every fight when he's going forward, but when he got pushed back a little bit, he was a different fighter. So we decided we weren't gonna let him bully us, and we just, he thought we were just gonna box, but we just decided not to do that.
You said earlier in the interview that you're not afraid to pick somebody's brain, and I'm not necessarily talking about calling somebody, but that means you're a student of the game. That means you watch and you analyze. Let's call it the way it is. we had a unification fight go down. What did you learn from that fight, from both the Ramirez camp and both from the Taylor camp? What did you gain from it mentally and say, okay, because I'm sure you put yourself in every scenario.
Yeah, I put myself in every scenario. I feel like Josh Taylor had a game plan since the beginning. Since the when he got to Vegas, when he seen Ramirez's team, he started there. He started his game plan there. Like you said, upsetting Ramirez. Ramirez is a pressure fighter, and he fights. The way he fights all the time. He's very aggressive. And me personally, I had Ramirez winning just off of will. Because I feel like his will is top of the charts. He gets stronger as the fight goes, and he did, man. I text Rick after the fight. I told him, hey man, tell Ramirez, it was a tough night, but it's the best fight I've ever seen him in. He showed me more than he's showed me in any other fight. He still made it a close fight, even being dropped 2 times. If those 2 knockdowns didn't happen, I think he wins the fight, because he was winning the fight in the 6th round when he got dropped the first time. So I think he wins the fight. Congrats to Taylor, man. He put an amazing performance. He had an amazing game plan. And he, shout out to him.
Very well said. And I'm not even going to comment. I'm going to leave that alone, because today's the Barboza show. But I'm glad you did touch on that. A lot of press, a lot of fighters, a lot of trainers, they're opinionated, and some choose to stay away. And out of respect, I choose not to go there. But hey, man, we're talking about the 140-pound division, and right now they're part of it. And right now you're one of those hungry lions waiting for that opportunity so you can devour your prey.
Yeah, man. The thing is, like a lot of the guys that are on top of me, so-called ranked ahead of me, right? It's like Victor Postol, Cepeda, Regis, and I mean, I don't know who else, but they all had title shots, man. They all had their chance. They lost their belt, or they didn't win the title, and me, I'm just waiting for a shot, man. I just need, I haven't even got a shot yet, and it's you can call it probably not the right time, I guess, because we had 2 champions only, so I hope, man, that it opens up soon. I really do.
Well, I hope so too. You talked about doing different things and with your camp. And now that you got the addition of a new manager, Rick Merigian, running your camp, what doors do you think are going to be open? What doors do you expect to be open? And what doors, if they're not open, you're just going to open them your damn self?
Well, I hope title shot, man. I mean, that's what we got. Bigger fights. Bigger paydays. That bigger. More exposure is really what we got in signing with Rick, right? That's what we signed up for. Hopefully we get it. So far, we haven't had a fight under Rick yet, so we can't say, oh, it's been great. But so far it's been good. It's been good. But we got to see, man. You got to see what happens. Then we also signed with MTK, so that was the reason why we signed with Rick, was because MTK has the belts now. They have Jack Catterall, so we we're hoping that we can fight Jack Catterall for the vacant belt, but he's going with Josh Taylor, so we'll see what happens.
You know what? There's some other fights that are taking place, and I want your opinion on them. And we'll just start off with this. Okay, we got Mayweather and Logan Paul. What's your whole take on the matchup? Such a big broadcasting crew like Showtime Boxing is going to air this. What's your whole take on the whole event itself?
To me, it's just Mayweather making his money, man. I think the fight's going to end when Mayweather wants it to end, just like the McGregor fight. Mayweather carried him to, like, I don't know what round it was, and then decided to stop him. He's, I don't have nothing really to say about it, man. Mayweather's, going to stop the fight when he wants to.
Do you call it a fight, or would you call it maybe an event?
An event. It's not a fight. It's not a real fight.
Okay, enough said, man. Is anybody in the 160-pound division gonna dethrone Canelo? I mean, he's putting it out there. Every fight he wants to unify, so he wants to fight only the champions.
Nah, man. You know what? To be honest, man, I don't think anybody right now beats him, man. Nobody. He's just, man. He's amazing, man. He's a great fighter.
Doesn't he seem happier right now? Doesn't he seem happier now?
Dude, yeah, man. He seems happier. He's man, and it's crazy because, like, how much weight he's moved up, and he's just still stopping guys. And so it's like, man, like, that's crazy. So shout out to him, man. Whatever he does, man, it's working.
I think us, the boxing fans, I think, we got COVID as well, but I'm going to keep it real, man. We lost about a year and a half of him because, he usually fights on Cinco de Mayo, and then he usually fights in September. And those fights really didn't take place. But, that's behind us now. Now that he's moving forward, he seems like a happier person. It seems like we're getting the best Canelo out there.
Yeah, man. And you know what? And people are trying to knock him for not fighting certain guys. Now, look at his resume. He's fought some great fighters, man. So he's in, everyone's saying, oh, he's scared of Billy Joe Sanders. He's scared of Caleb Plant. So now he's starting to fight these guys, man. And I don't know what else people are going to start saying about him, but, man, I think he's the best right now.
Well, I understand when you're with the promoter, they want to protect you. They want to protect their investment. And at the same time, as a fighter, you want to dare yourself to be great, especially when you're considered arguably in the top 3 pound for pound. I mean, the conversation go back and forth, you can put different people in there, but as of right now, I'm talking about the most active fighter. And I'd have to give it to Canelo hands down right now on my list.
Oh yeah, man. Me too, man. And that's crazy, man. He wants to fight more. He wants to be more active. He says so. So it's crazy, man. It's amazing.
When you watch him, I mean, what motivates you on the things that he does? The business side, or just the aggression, the power, or just everything put together that's going to lead to greatness? Everything
put together, man. Overall, everything, man. From his swagger, man, to the way he's in the ring, his movement, his boxing ability, his power, and he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to really, he doesn't like since he moved up in weight, he doesn't have to, be as athletic. Sorry, I'm getting a call on the other line.
Oh,
but
okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
But it's my daughter. She's bugging me on the FaceTime right now. Sorry about that.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's just like calling me nonstop. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's good. That's father life.
Dude, she's like nonstop. It's crazy.
You want to take that real quick and
hold on. Yeah, let me.
Or put her on the show. You want to put her on the show?
She's probably. Hold on.
Okay.
She's crazy. 1 second.
Sure. Things happen here on the Fighter's Voice, and when I say things happen that are real life. Because we can have a script and we can have it all perfect and we can give a fake smile, et cetera, but we'll get phone calls, we'll get hiccups, we'll get speed bumps, but we make it happen because, hey, it's a fight show and we're in a fight. Sometimes we got to fight with Zoom. Sometimes we got to fight with time and there's not enough time in the day. And sometimes we just got to let dad be dad. And right now our guest needs to be dad. His daughter is calling and hey, I offer to put her on the show. He's going to be joining us back right now. And as you heard earlier in the show, he didn't shy away from the 140 pound division question when I asked him about possibly all these bouts being vacated and him fighting for a world title at 140 pounds. There's some big names out there, which creates big opportunity. Are we back? We're back. Yeah, we turned the airways there. There we go. There we go. Yeah. We're back at it.
but yeah, I'm sorry, but I was saying, man,
not a problem.
Canelo, he doesn't have to, be as athletic, and throw as much now, that he's moved up in weight because these guys are not as athletic and they don't throw as much. So I think he focuses a lot on power now. He sits down on his shots, man, and they're vicious.
They are, and you know what? The man's a gym rat. I mean, constantly in the gym, and you can see it in his body, his physique. Everything that he's putting into his body. And when I say that, his team in general, he just seems like a happier person.
Yeah, man. He has a perfect team with him, man. Reynoso. And to me, Reynoso's a great trainer because he built him from scratch, man. He taught him how to throw his jab. I give credit to trainers that do that. Like my father, he's had me since I was 5.5. He taught me how to throw my first jab, Robert Garcia, trainers like that, have started fighters, and that's how they're really good trainers.
Well, I remember after the Mayweather fight, he's transitioned himself. A lot of people are saying, well, he's having problems with boxers and so forth. Hey, man, that was in the past. That's how you continue to grow and get better. He no longer has those problems or concerns with his southpaws or these slick fighters. He just breaks them down. He's definitely at his best right now. I mean, we get the opportunity, me and you, to witness a legacy that's alive and breathing.
Yeah, living legend. You know what I mean? You know, there's not a lot of athletes that come around like that. You know, it's like every 10 years or something like that. You know, so but it's crazy, man. You know, shout out to Canelo and his team, man. He keeps doing his thing.
We're going to move on right now, but you said something that stuck in my head. And you said, yeah, I like this about him, his power, and then you mentioned his swag. You know what? Part of his swag, and he just started busting out and doing these interviews in English.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Canelo, man. He's saying all kind of bad words too, man. It's taught him bad words first, right? It's fun. It's crazy, man. I like it.
I like those the conversation that he had with Eddie Hearn, and then he told Eddie Hearn. I mean, and this is a guy who's supposedly just learning English. He goes, it is what it is, and he said it in the proper form, and it just landed the way he needed to land.
Yeah, and then he said, "Who's next?" Right? Then he told him who's next. Yeah.
Exactly. He says, "Who's next?"
Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff, man.
It is good stuff. I mean, you know, when you're the full package, entertaining, being yourself, being real. At the end of the day, you're not going to please everybody, and he cannot fight everybody in one day. They want him to fight the Charlo brothers both in one day, and then the next day fight this guy. It doesn't work that way. I mean, there's governing bodies, there's sanctioning fees, there's you got different networks, and now that he's the boss, I mean, he can make those fights happen. But right now, like he said, he told his last fighter, "You're boring, man. You just want a payday." And you know, I know what you want.
You know, Canelo, you know, I'm pretty sure he understands that everyone in this world is calling him out just because they want to get paid, you know. So he has to understand he's the cash cow right now. So he's gonna be everybody and their mom's gonna be calling him out, man.
Speaking of cash cow, the last fighter that called himself that was on the show was Regis Prograis. What's your take on Regis' style and now that he is a free agent and just I don't even know if you follow him or not. But I mean, the man's just enjoying life outside of the ring. And, you know, I'll say it over and over again. I mean, he'll swim in a swamp with alligators. He'll jump off a cliff. He just recently posted something, $5,000 down the drain because he was on one of these like buggy cars and went in the lake, which means you're not going to pull it out. And he's just living life on the edge. What's your take on a boxer just living life?
Well, man, you know, you deserve it. You know, if you made your money, you're making your money, you know, and you know, you deserve it, man. You know, our job's not easy, you know, so you know, shout out to him, man. Just be careful.
Let's talk about your job, how you got started. A lot of people don't know the story. I mean, you know, your dad's trained you, showed you the first jab. Being an athlete, I mean, you could have played basketball, football, wrestling, and I'm sure you mixed it in the middle of that. Why do you continue to love the sweet science?
You know, for through high school, I decided to play football and I left boxing, you know, alone. You know, because I had got pushed in boxing so much since I was 5. I lost my childhood, so I lost the love for it. You know, blew up in weight because I was lifting weights every day. You know, I was like 210, 15 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I came back, and then I decided, you know, like, you know, I wanted to give it a shot. You know, all the time I put into it. And I started doing it, you know, and to be honest, you know, I love boxing more than ever right now, man. You know, I love going to the gym. I love working. I love working on new things. You know, I love my hand raised. You know, I love, you know, pleasing the crowd. So, man, you know, I think that's what gets me going. You know, and then seeing that, you know, since I bought my house, I got my house out of boxing. You know, my kids have their own room. They're happy when they're here. You know, you know, it's a thing that I see and I love, man. And I'm happy that I made the decision I made.
Well, that's good. I remember when I talked to you, I met you I'll say about 2 years ago, in LA. I forget what fight it was. There's a lot of feedback on this mic. It's just me. Your battery's low on your phone too. And you were real energetic. I mean, you won your fight. You came in the ring wearing your Kobe shirt. You had I believe your Dodger hat on. I'm not sure, or you're all Lakered out.
Yeah.
But you were just in a good mood. You were happy-go-lucky. And I remember Lee Samuels, Hall of Famer, says, "Hey, Richard, you want to get a soundbite from him?" He goes, "We like this kid."
Yeah,
and you were in a different place there. I mean, you were just full of excitement.
Yeah, I believe that was the Mike Alvarado fight, the Staples Center.
Yes. Yes.
You know, yeah, man. You know, that was a big fight for me, man. It was crazy because, you know, one of my favorite rappers, Nipsey Hussle, you know, had just died, and they had his funeral there at the Staples Center the day before we fought. So me being able to fight there, where Kobe played, one of my my favorite basketball players, and then Nipsey was just there, and then I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And then a lot of my people went, man. We had the Staples Center rocking, man.
You did.
Yeah, we had a lot of people there. So man, that just juiced me up, man. And that fight with Mike ended the way it did, man. It was just perfect, man. It was like a perfect dream come true.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you can finish the answers. It says here, if you were not a boxer, what would you be and why?
Man, if I wasn't a boxer, man, I would just be a more normal dude in a warehouse working, a union job. What I was doing, I was making good money, I had a good job, and that's what I'll probably be doing, man. To be honest with you, nothing crazy.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
Oh man, one wish. Well, I want to be world champion, which is not going to be a wish pretty soon. So, I have these goals, man, and being world champion is my main goal now.
If you have the power to make it happen, which it is going to happen, if you can go anywhere in the world, where would it be, and how long would you stay there?
As of what, like to fight or just to
anywhere, just any place for Mr. Barbosa to attend, any place in the world.
The UK.
And why?
Because man, they're great boxing fans out there, man. They're real boxing fans, And I love when one of their people's fight. It gets crazy in there, man. So I like it.
You know what? It's funny because I was waiting for them to do that song at the fight. I was in attendance. That ole 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 ole, right? So if they would have started that, I would have grabbed something and as loud as I could. I would have said Jose, 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 Jose. I would have flipped it on them, man. I was waiting for it, but it didn't take place.
Yeah, well, because they're smart, man. There's too many Jose fans there. They're outnumbered at this time.
Exactly. If you can go back in time and change something, what would it be?
It probably would be never letting go of boxing and really focusing on my amateur career. One second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, but focusing on my amateur career, me leaving boxing when I was 13, I left with like 60 something fights, and I feel like I could have been a real big amateur. I feel like I could probably even made Olympics, because when I came back, I fought in the nationals for the USA team, and that was me at 165 fighting, So imagine, or 152 I fought. So imagine, me dedicated and staying in it, who knows where I could have been, I could have been something big coming out with amateurs.
If you could share the ring with anybody in any legacy, any time period, who would it be? In any weight, any time?
Dang, that's a good one. Probably Julio Cesar Chavez, man. He's a great, and why not share it with him?
There you go. That's a great answer. In his prime, as correct,
prime.
Right? At 140s.
Yeah, 140s, do it.
Hey, there you go, man. These are just things that I want to give the fighter an opportunity to answer, and the fans and the followers get the opportunity to know a different side of you. Like, I didn't know you were that big, man. I didn't know you moved up all the way. I mean, well, in football, because of the weights, all the way up to 200 pounds, and then, fought amateurs at 160 pounds.
Yeah, because when I remember my junior year, I was a starting linebacker, and then I remember I was like, I didn't weigh that much. I weighed like 160 something, and then I remember like the first game that we had, I was getting run over a lot, because this running back was crazy big. So I made it, I dedicated myself, and I said it'll never happen again, so I went all the way up to like, I was just lifted the whole off season. I went up to like 210, 215. And yeah, man, when I dedicate myself to something, I'm in it 100%, and I really work hard at something that I really want to do. So it was just harder, man, to lose the muscle than the fat, to be honest, when it came back. But it was a cool experience, man. I love football, man. I love watching it,
I think it's something that you needed to get out of your system, because you came back loving the sport of boxing like never before, and now you're here, top contender, waiting for that opportunity to fight for a world title.
Yeah, man, I needed, like you said, I needed to get it out of my system, and to be honest, coming to boxing, when I had, like I told you, I had that job that was a really good job, I didn't, I had to make a decision once the top rank signed me. Like, man, do I stay? Do I go boxing? It's a long shot in boxing, and not a lot of people were high on me, when I first started boxing, and so a lot of people were at the job, even at the job, like a lot of people supported me, and a lot of people were telling me, "Oh man, you're set here. You can get your house later down the line." And then I just said, "Man, F it." I just decided just to do it, man. And look here, basically a gamble. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now here we are.
Well, now you have something to fight for now. I mean, to prove people wrong and to also chase your own legacy and chase and fulfill your dream of that world title.
Yeah, world title. Hopefully, man. That's my, when I first came into boxing, I said that my first dream was gonna be not even to be a world champion. It's always been to buy a house for my kids. I always wanted. That was my first goal in life. Just to buy a house for my kids. Now that that's out of the way, I'm, now my main focus is to get a world title.
Well, I mean, you seem to have everything in line, and you're making the right decisions that you need to make. You're not going to live life without regret, because people, had you stood there at that job, the money would have been good, and you would have been looking at these fighters today and thinking, you know what, I know I can take these guys. I know I could be right there in the mix. Was it something difficult, or you already knew and said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, just like you said?
Well, when I would be after football practice, I remember I would go to the boxing gym because my dad was still training kids there.
Yeah.
And I would lift weights there. And then I remember like I would see like pro sparring, or I would see, like these top amateur guys sparring, and I'm like, man, these guys are not that good. Like I could probably beat their ass, So and then there'll be times where like I would be mad, right, from something, and then I tell me, oh, I just want to spar somebody, And I'll do good like the first 2 rounds, man. I would just put hands on people, wouldn't know who I was. Like, damn, who the hell is he, But then after the second round, I'll be dead tired, and I'm like, I'll be against the ropes getting beat up, So
that's because that muscle right there. There's
yeah, right
no
away,
circulation
man.
in there.
Yeah, I look like $1 million, the first 2 rounds. And third, getting my ass beat, But I remember too when I first came back, when I was dropping the weight, even like when I was like fighting at 165. I remember my dad was still having me spar heavyweights. These guys are like 200 plus. And I remember after sparring, my neck would hurt. And that's why a lot of people that see me today where I am, they're like, man, remember when you used to spar this guy? Remember when you used to spar this guy? Like, yeah, I remember that. So it's crazy, man.
Speaking of crazy, in 1 week, check this out. In 1 week, we got Tyson Fury getting ready to unify with Anthony Joshua. And in the same week, a court order comes in with Deontay Wilder winning that court order, which means the trilogy now has to take place. So now we have Tyson Fury taking on Deontay Wilder in the trilogy. I mean, as boxing fans, and anything can happen in boxing. In 1 week, I mean, Tyson Fury, his opponents change. Now that Deontay Wilder, I've watched him now that he's being more public on social media. He's making some adjustments. I don't know if you've noticed, but if so, then let's comment on those.
Yeah. I seen he's training with Malik Scott. I met Malik Scott. He's a real cool dude. I met him, when I was getting ready for Mike Alvarado and Big Bear. He was up there helping someone spar. I forgot. Real cool dude. And I seen his adjustments. He's more like on his toes now, and he's more like, trying to throw, body pop on. He's popping a little faster. But I still think, man, Tyson Fury is, my favorite heavyweight right now, man. I don't think no one beats him. Nobody, man. I think he's a great fighter. And he's another one that has it all, man. Real cool dude as well. If Wilder, if they agree to that fight, then I think he deserves it, because he did, they did win. He did win one, right? And he lost one, so he deserves.
Well, it was a draw. It was a draw. The first one was a draw.
Yeah. But like Wilder, man, you can never count him out. He has that right hand, and but Fury is just another animal, man. I think Fury knocks him out again.
Fury is a different animal. It's hard to beat a man that's just so confident in life in general. And anything that he does, he takes control over. He'd be, he's invited on ESPN on Top Rank to talk. He took over. Yeah. He'll go into an appearance. He'll make an appearance. He'll take over. He'll start dancing. He lives for big events. He lives for standing on top of that mountaintop. And even, if a story which I've read about, life got the best of him, but he didn't let it take over. He flipped it and he took over to come out of, the depression and being overweight. And now, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's a role model, a spokesperson, and he's the heavyweight champion of the world. He can easily be the face of boxing, not just with Top Rank, but worldwide.
No, yeah, yeah, you said it, and a lot of people that probably relate to him, so man, he's done a great job, in life and with himself, and Top Rank has done a great job, exposing that, and man, I'm happy for Fury, man, and his people, they deserve it all, man, especially where he came from.
Hey man, I'm a Fury fan as well. I mean, the man, he has that it factor, and he's always had it. He's had it even before he was champion. You followed him before, and he said recently, "Hey, I'm turning my phone off. I'm going in hiding. I'm going in training camp, letting everybody know." I mean, because now he has to face a different opponent, somebody that he's faced before, but he has to just change his whole mind frame and his whole focus. I want to ask you this. How difficult is the transition when you have an opponent in front of you and you're getting ready to fight that opponent? There's certain styles that they have. Then all of a sudden things get changed on you.
It's hard. It's hard. That happened to me when I fought at the LAFC. I forgot who the opponent was, but we were supposed to fight this, taller guy and lengthy guy. And then we had the last minute opponent because that guy fell out. And with like a 2-week notice, and it was this 5'5" guy or 5'2" guy. I don't know how tall he was. Says Mundo, awkward, mover, so it was like, dang, we just trained this whole camp for somebody else, and now we got to fight this. So it was a little awkward in the beginning, but then, we adjusted and came out victorious.
I want to ask you about adjusting and being victorious. Manny Pacquiao has always had to face the bigger fighters, the faster fighters, the younger fighters, the stronger fighters. At one point he made a run, and he's still involved in the sport. Now, to take on arguably one of, he's in the top 3 is pound for pound, because a lot of people have him number 1, and we're talking about Errol Spence. I mean, I thought maybe it was going to be Manny Pacquiao and maybe Mikey Garcia, but now it is going to be Spence. He's going for that young, hungry lion that's in his prime. Win, lose, or draw, man. I mean, you just got to take your hat off to this man.
No, yeah, man. He he's a crazy. He just beat Keith Thurman, So it's like, man, Pacquiao is a different breed. You know what I mean? He's a different breed, man. Him and Mayweather. So Pac-Man's one of my favorite fighters, man. I always loved his footwork, and man, I don't know about this fight though, man. Spence is, like you said, he's young, hungry, strong fighter. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully Pacquiao comes out of there all right.
Well, you know what? How can you not go for Pacquiao in this fight? I mean, me personally, I'm a Pacquiao fan anyways, but just to see something take place of greatness. If and when he wins this fight, I said if and when he wins this fight, because I am a Pacquiao fan, it opens doors for the imagination. It opens doors for the dream. It opens doors for legacy. It opens doors for everybody, as if to say again, and many times anything is possible.
Oh yeah, anything's possible, man. And like I said, Pacquiao is a different breed. He's not your average. What is he, like 42, right? Or what is he, something like that? Like like that. Yeah, man. Like, dude, he's blessed. So hopefully Crawford brings his A game. I mean, Spence brings his A game, man. And I know Pacquiao is, man. So hopefully I love Pacquiao, man. So I always see a fight, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, August too, man, and I believe that fight's going to take place in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So, are you excited about starting in June now, and with Top Rank? It's going to be 100% completely full until, I mean, none of this reserve stuff because of COVID. They're going to open the floodgates and let everybody in.
Yeah,
you're going to be able to have those ring walks once again that was missing from the sport of boxing, and it just dictates the whole show of everybody looks forward to that. The music drops, your team is with you, you're feeling it, going up those steps, you turn around to say hello to all your fans, and then you go inside that ring. I mean, now that it's going to happen all over again. And I'm going to ask you this also. How important is that ring walk for a fighter?
To me, it's important, but I really don't, I think what's more important to me is having my whole team there, the whole 5 people there in the corner. That's the most important to me, because, there's so many, so many things you get used to when, like after the weigh-ins, there's a certain person that does something and there's another person that does something, and then I couldn't have that, so it's kind of like different, then the fans, of course, you got your family in the front, and then you got friends there, and gets crazy, right? And then so I love it, man. I miss it, and I'm glad it's back.
As we're talking right now, Rick's probably working something out right now on the fight date, making this happen, getting you on a card. As soon as that news drops, man, even if you come on for like 10 seconds and say, "Hey, Rich, I just want to let you know this is what's going on." Let's make that happen, man, because you got quite a following and you got quite a fanfare, and they're waiting for you because they remember your last fight, and they want to see that dynamite once again.
No, yeah, yeah. For sure, man. Once Rick gives me the go ahead and gives me the date and gives me everything, I'll come on here, man. And I'll be the first to let you guys know. And I got my loyal fans, man, that are waiting. So I can't wait.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to ask this. How does that conversation take place? Hey, Rick, I want to fight this fight. Or, hey, have you heard anything? Or you text him. Good. I know he don't like being texted good morning. He doesn't like that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just basically, at the end of the day, a lot of fighters, they forget that the manager works for you, right? And so I just text Rick, "Hey, Rick, let's try to get this done." He's like, "Okay." Whatever I tell him, he tries to get it done. And if he can't, he's gonna try hard. So
Yeah.
That's the way he is. Yeah.
Any surprises this fight? When I say surprises, anybody surprise as far as in your corner or sparring partners or anything that you're going to unleash, and just expose to the world? What can we expect?
Man, the same fighter, just expect the fighter that, like the last fight, with great speed, great power. I've been working on a lot of things. And I can't wait to get back in the gym, man. I'm real, bummed out right now. I'm real, bummed out that, I can't be in the gym right now these last 2 days. Well, 3 days, I take Sundays off, right? So it's 3 days, right? So, but I'm gonna get back in soon, man. Get back in soon and get back to work. And I'm feeling great right now, man. Other than the sickness, but before I was getting sick, before I got sick, I was feeling really good. So hopefully, I can't wait to get back in there and get something soon.
I think you're gonna get the news that you've been looking for very soon. I think you're at least gonna get a fight date before in about 2 weeks or so. You're gonna know something. I mean, something has to give. I mean, when you're putting in the work and you're doing everything that's asked of you to do, only good things happen, and only good things are going to follow.
No, yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a fight date soon. So I'm just, being patient. Like they said right now, it's about being patient, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. And hopefully I get something soon, man. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
Who would you like to test the waters with?
To be honest,
out there.
Anybody, man. Anybody that has a belt. And right now Josh Taylor has a belt, so it's Josh Taylor. But that probably won't happen.
How would you fight Josh Taylor? What would you do to make the adjustments?
I think for the Ramirez fight, I think he was patiently waiting for Ramirez just to lunge in there. I think he was waiting for Ramirez to make a mistake. Because I think Ramirez threw a lot of punches, man. And that was good. But I think my speed and if I want to box, I'm a good boxer as well. I'm a very good boxer. So I will switch it up on him. Box him, brawl him, box him, brawl him. And stuff like that. And I think I could beat him.
Let me ask you a question. The first time he hits you after the break, what happens?
First time he hits me after the break?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. When we break, I'm fucking throwing it. Every fucking break we get, I'm throwing shit. That ain't gonna happen again.
Hey, that's the answer I was looking for, man. I'm excited about you moving up. I'm excited about the company that you're with. I'm excited about the new manager that you got, only because you haven't had a fight underneath him yet. And I'm excited about this COVID lifting with Top Rank being able to let everybody inside. It couldn't happen at a better time right now. And yeah, you got like a little cold. That's going to go away in about 2 or 3 days. And then you're going to be right back in the mix, man. And I remember there was something about you when I saw you. You just had all this energy, and Lee Samuel said, hey, go talk to him. He said, we like him. We're high on him. And that's
Yeah,
coming
man.
from a Hall of Famer. When you hear that, how does that make you feel, man?
Man, it feel good, man. I started from the bottom, literally, man. When the Unimas fights, when Top Rank was having Unimas fights, there's not a lot of fighters that are still fighting with Top Rank that were on those shows. So I'm very humbled, man. And Lee Samuel's always taking care of us, man. Every time we fight. I didn't really see him the last two fights, but or the last since this COVID thing happened. But hopefully you see him again, man, soon. Cool dude.
Yeah, you know what? I got a text from him about 45 minutes ago, and it said, no, before we went on the air, about an hour, 15 minutes ago, over an hour. He said, hey, send me a link. He was because your show relaxes me. As long as he didn't say it puts me to sleep, then he says it relaxes him. So I was quite honored. I was honored. I was flattered, and I sent him the Regis Pro Gray interview, and then I also sent him Gabriel Flores and his father were on the show a while back. So I sent him those. So hopefully he enjoys them. But when I got that text from him, it made me feel, I was flattered.
That's cool, man. Lee's a real cool dude, man. He's a real good guy. So he's always taking care of us too, man. So shout out to Lee, man.
Shout out to Lee. Besides your father, who's a big impact in your career and your life, who's that link in your family that just, you don't even got to say his or her name, that just pushes you, that just motivates you or makes all the bad things go away? Because every man has a person like that in their life.
It's my mom, man. My mom,
bread and butter.
She's I'm mama's boy. She's more than she's like my best friend, and she knows it, and then every time I'm getting close to fights, she relaxes me because we mess around a lot, we talk a lot of stuff to each other, so funny, man. It's a funny relationship, and I love her.
When you have your free time and you have a few dollars in your pocket, after all the bills are paid and you took care of your kids and whoever's around you, and you go shopping for you, what is it? What store do you walk into? I mean, the sports section, clothes, cologne, watches, cars. What is it that you like to spend a little on you?
Man, to be honest, I do my shopping online on the Fanatics website.
Okay.
Man, I love buying my
the
Dodger
sports
gear.
stuff.
Yeah, I love buying my Dodger gear and my Laker gear and my Raiders gear in there. So I like doing that, man. I like spending that on myself. But I a while back I got a '72 Dodge Charger, so I'm gonna after my fight, I'm gonna start looking into fixing that up, and my backyard as well. So it's gonna be busy.
So what do you want to do in your backyard? Do you want to put a pool, or you want to put a patio, or just like some trees?
Well, there's horse stalls in my backyard, but
nice.
I'm knocking those down and I'm building a barn. And then I'm gonna have so I'm gonna build a barn, and I have a few goats coming, and I'm gonna have a horse. So it's gonna be pretty fun.
You know what? I'm only gonna bring this up because you brought it up right now. That was one of the questions, but I left that alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now before we close. If you had a horse, what would you name your horse and why?
Oh man, I don't know yet, man. I haven't thought about that one, to be honest. I'll probably end up letting one of my kids name it. I'll probably let them come up on a name for it, because at the end of the day, everything's for them. So we'll have them come up with it.
Very well said. I usually try to push to get an answer, but hey, that was the perfect answer right there.
Yeah.
Hey man, how do we follow you, man? How do we support you? How do we, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got Facebook. Let us know.
Yeah. I got on my Instagram is Arnold_Barbosa Jr. My Twitter is Junior Barbosa Arnold. And then same as my Facebook, I believe, is Arnold Barbosa Jr.
So what are you endorsing? What are you pushing?
I want to give a shout out to Snack, man, Everlast. They're my main sponsors, man. They come through all the time. So shout out to Snack and to Everlast, man.
Hey, any other big sponsor that's out there, and you want the your logo or you want your company on the future world champion, man, make sure you contact his manager Rick Merigan, or just contact Arnold Barbosa Jr., man. And hey, numbers, you can make it happen. You know how to count.
Yes, sir. Also going to give a shout out to my boy Royalty Drip, man. He's really getting into the jewelry game, and he gave me a pendant and for a sponsor. So man, shout out to him. He's coming up. Follow him, and shout out, man. Like this man said, if you want a sponsor, call Rick up and just get something done.
Well, hey, you got to give a shout out to your barber too, who lines you up, my man.
Oh man, that's my dude, Kingsman Barber, man. He's Kingsman Barber, man. Louis, man. He's my dude. I haven't got a haircut yet, man, but I'm gonna go soon this week.
All right, but you want to get lined up, you go see your dude.
Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure when you're on here. It's like every time you're on here, I'm thinking, man, I can't wait to break bread with this dude because you seem like a laid back, easygoing dude, just like the dude that I met the very first time in LA. Actually, I think it was I want to say the Lomachenko fight. I'm not too sure. Yeah. But yeah, man, we got to hang out, man. Once this whole COVID thing, lifts. When I say hang out, I mean getting you in studio in Fresno, because I believe that there is going to be some more boxing coming back to Fresno, and I'm kind of feeling you're going to be on some of these cards here.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, me and my pops would love to be on the show, man. Once everything lifts, I appreciate you, man, for your time, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, you heard it from the man himself, man. Make sure you follow him on his Twitter, his Instagram, his Facebook. And hey, if you want to drop some change his way and you're a big sponsor, man, make sure you contact his people, his management team, or, look up Arnold himself. And those of you, I want to thank all the subscribers, man, on our YouTube channel, The Fighter's Voice. That's www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you. It's a wrap with Arnold Barbosa, the future junior welterweight champion of the world. It's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
All right. See you, man. Appreciate it.
Don't miss out. Now you can listen to the Fighter's Voice podcast radio show on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio. New show, new topics, new look, bringing you the latest news. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you. For the hottest and latest in sports and entertainment, exclusive interviews with the biggest names in the sport of boxing and MMA.
I'm Robert Garcia. I'm Jose Ramirez. Hey guys, this is Mikey Garcia, and I'm here with
The Fighter's Voice.